Let's learn how to spot an ATM offering. Okay, this biotech was sitting around $10 last winter. Then it ran to over $14. And here's the part almost nobody looked at. Right before that run, the company signed a deal with a Wall Street bank, giving it the right to sell you brand new stock at the market any day it wants. So when the crowd showed up and the price was flying, some of those shares came straight from the company itself. Then it didn't just cool off, it round-tripped all the way down to $1.60. It's called an at-the-market offering, an ATM, and it might be the most important filing almost nobody reads. Let me show you how it works in about 2 minutes. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what an ATM is, why it turns a stock's best week into the company's payday, and the one document that tells you the press is loaded and ready before you ever click buy. The mechanics are simpler than the name. An ATM is just a standing agreement between a company and a broker. It lets the company sell brand new shares directly into the open market at whatever the price happens to be right now, a little at a time, whenever it feels like it. No announcement the morning it happens, no headline. The shares just quietly show up in the supply. Picture a printing press wired straight into the stock. The company can switch it on anytime there's enough buying to absorb the fresh paper and switch it off when there isn't. So when does a company run that press? When the price is high. Every share it sells raises cash, and a higher price means more cash per share. So the single best moment to sell is the exact moment a crowd shows up and the price is running. That press sitting idle over a sleepy flat stock is basically harmless. That same press running flat out during a doubling is the whole ballgame. The rally isn't the risk, the rally is the trigger. Here's the piece most people miss. In a normal rally, buyers are all competing for a fixed pile of shares, so the price gets bid up. But with the press running, the company answers that buying with freshly printed shares, as many as it needs. Your demand gets absorbed instead of lifting the price, and then all that new supply sits there and weighs the stock back down. That is the mechanical reason so many small cap spikes round trip right back to where they started. The person who bought the very top wasn't joining a movement, they were funding the company. And it's all on the record. This is the actual filing, a 424B5 that NextCure, ticker NXTC, put on the SEC's site last December. Right there in the text, an at-the-market offering agreement with the bank H.C. Wainwright to sell shares from time to time at the market. That is a live share printer, and it was armed weeks before the stock ran. Now, pull up our score today. It's cooled off, down in the 40s, low. And that's the trap inside the trap. The score is low because the crowd is long gone, but the structure bar, the one measuring the dilution machinery, is pegged at 100 out of 100. It was 100 the whole way up, and it's 100 now. The hype fades, the printer stays. Now the good news, you don't have to read the whole thing. 2 filings tell you everything. First, a shelf registration, an S3 or an F3. That's the company getting pre-approved to issue new shares later. Then a 424B5. That's the activation, the supply actually being put in motion. A fresh 424B5 sitting under a big run-up is the single most reliable trap signature in small caps. And the filing itself tells you which flavor you're looking at. A press quietly printing shares in at the market, a one-time raise, or insiders registering to resell. So, your takeaway: an ATM on its own is neutral. Big, healthy companies keep these on the shelf all the time, and it means nothing. Context is the entire story. A $30 billion company with a shelf is a Tuesday. A tiny, cash-hungry company with a live one spiking on enormous volume is a machine built to sell you shares. So next time a penny stock is running, pull it up on SEC Edgar. It's free, and just check for a recent 424B5. And don't let a calm-looking score fool you after the fact. The filing won't tell you where the price is going. It tells you who is allowed to sell into your buying. That's usually the part nobody's reading. See you on the next one. Like, subscribe, and drop a ticker in the comments you want me to break down next.